I don't have time for this.
I know. I got blood on me.
Look up at the stars, my friend. Aren't they beautiful?
How can I help? He's very serious, isn't he? I'm going to see if I can make him laugh. I've noticed that many people react badly when I tell them about my dietary habits, and yet they have no issues eating animals. I don't get it. What's the difference? Fine.
Twinkling light in the sky, punctured, torn into ethereals as the gods all turned tail and abandoned us to our own mundus. Khajiit life centers around the moon's phases. Influence their entire species, their entire... and life.
Here we go.
Unbeatable. Aye, milady. Just letting my mind wander for a bit. Very well.
Are you holding up all right? Alright, moving on.
You there, traveler! Over here!
Careful there, friend.
on then! Stop! Oblivion, take you! Drop!
Oh, nasty way to go.
Well, that's a bit fucking grim, isn't it?
That's a nasty way to go.
Glad to have an archer on our side for once, Auri. Never could get the hang of him. Stand here like an idiot, chase our enemies with that.
If you need any help, let me
Don't
know.
worry, Gore.
I'd be
You're
happy to
chasing
hold
and
you.
standing to
Shit,
them off
help
me while I
you.
shoot.
Be happy to help you. That is,
It's a good way to keep in shape. Terrible way to ensure you stay alive. I was hoping maybe you could teach me a few things about drawing a longbow. Bosmer with the Ravens were fine archers.
I'd be more than happy to.
You'll die! You're choked to death. Yeah!
Really, wolves are just dogs that haven't been properly civilized yet.
Ori, what kind of drinks do they have down there? Say, I like mead. It's made out of mead. It tastes like it too. Starving, sister.
Ah, a good place to rest our weary bones, isn't it?
What shall we do with the drunken Bosmer? What shall we do with the drunken Bosmer? What shall we do with the drunken Bosmer? Early in the morning.
How are you doing?
What a dump.
seems like a safe place to spend the night.
This place has seen better days. Is everything all right? I think I need to rest for a while. Maybe we can talk later?
Every fight is a
I
food
think I
fight,
need to rest for a
Bossman.
while. Maybe we can talk later? Aye, take a seat then. Let's talk and have a drink together.
What's next? Your wish, my command. However that goes. Made.
Have you seen Full-Time Sword? It's one of the Makaviri things. You don't think...
Think what? That Full-Time could take you in a fight? I already thought of that. And I didn't have to think very long.
Looking for me? I'm not fond of inns, but it's better than out in the wilderness.
You want to talk? I'm thinking that it is colder outside than it is in here. Of course. What do you want to know? Good idea. You should take a break too. You deserve it.
Yes? I'll be right here.
Ah, mammoth cheese. A feast fit for Isgramor
Hey
himself.
Morris, why don't you take off that stupid armor and wear something that suits you?
Like what? A dress? Yeah, that's right, you wood hugger. I can see your jokes coming from an ocean away. Sad thing is, a dress would look better on me than on that troll carcass you call a body.
It's so nice and warm in here. Shall we stay a while?
Have you seen Full-Time Sword? It's one of the Makaviri things. You don't think...
Think what? That Full-Time could take you in a fight? I already thought of that. And I didn't have to think very long.
What is on your mind? My father always said alcohol is not the answer, but it does make you forget the question. You have my full attention. I grew up in Riverhold, not far from Citadel. My brother and I headed for the Imperial City to find our fortune when we came of age. I found love, for a time at least. My brother found death. My mother and father are both gone. They died protecting a trading caravan a few years back. I guess I am an orphan again. I suppose they were a bit of an odd couple, being an Argonian and a Khajiit, but they adored each other, and us. Despite their previous profession, they were good people. That means a great deal. Thank you. My brother and I found much work as sellswords. We never made it to the Imperial City, but we made a lot of coin. All over Citadel, from the Gold Coast to the General Mountains. It is a wonderful land, but quite tame compared to Skyrim. Those were happy times, traveling or working during the day, camping out under the stars at night. Life was good. A bit of giant killing here, a bit of witch slaying there. We took gold when it was offered, but sometimes we worked for nothing. It is hard to deny those in need, whether they have coin or not. We made more than enough from those who could pay anyway. I awoke one morning to a lot of noise outside our tent. My brother staggered in, bleeding, and pushed our father's sword into my hand. He said that if I loved him, I would run. He used the last of his strength to rip out the back of the tent and push me down the slope beyond. Some Khajiit-hating locals had blamed us for a spate of robberies in the area, and had decided to take the matter into their own hands. 12 of them had snuck up on us in the night. My brother died, but I live because of him. Every day, my friend. Every day. His name was Fergus. I miss him very much, but part of me is glad he did not witness what became of me after his passing.
But it seems it's not sold here.
Maybe you are right. It is a nice thought, but I suppose I will never know. Yes, that morning I lost all that was dear to me. Unfortunately, I also uncovered a side of myself I never knew existed. I was recruited by a group of bandits a few years ago. That is when I discovered skooma. It was the beginning of a lot of nastiness. I was with a bandit girl for a while. Turns out she was using me. She wanted protection, not affection. As soon as she found someone more psychopathic, I was dropped like a sack of troll dung. I thought I did. We dulled each other's pain somewhat. She seemed like the only bright thing in a very dark place. Regrettably, she was a vicious, manipulative harpy. I left the bandits and took the only ally I had with me. He was also an addict, but we thought we had it under control. His name was Felix. He was a big fellow, good in a scrap. We became mercenaries together. After a few months, Felix and I had made a little gold, but our addiction to skooma was getting in the way. No one trusts an addict, my friend, especially not another addict. There is not much to tell. He never spoke about his past, but it was clear he had also been through a great deal before becoming a bandit. That life did not seem to suit him. He had been an educated man at some point, I am sure of it. He was violent, but he had retained some dim vestige of honor. I wish we had met under different circumstances. From time to time my body does, but my mind is made up. I am never touching the stuff again. It helped me smother some painful memories, but it took my sense and reason as payment. It was not a fair trade. One day Felix burst into my chamber. Instinct took over and I reacted. His murder was my second to last step on the road of dishonor. Trying to kill you was my last. My journal tells the rest. Read it if you want. I do not enjoy speaking of these things. That is my story. Not a happy one, but maybe the happy stuff is still to come. Are you going to join me? Take a seat.
You know what, Morris? No one ever comes to this tavern. If we wanted to, we could kill the old man and the drunk and throw the bodies into the lake.
Okay.
And
How
then
about this?
sell the ale to
The
horses?
dragon walks into an
You're out
inn.
of your mind.
It's hot in here, he says. Shut your mouth, says the innkeeper.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
What is on your mind? No, my mind is a song without words right now. Greetings. I was getting comfortable.
Aye? She seems nice enough. Are you certain we
Hey,
can
Hadrian,
trust her?
tell your tavern wench to fetch us some more ale.
Well, you're a
Hey,
good judge
Hadrian,
of character,
tell your dog
so
to
I'll
do
trust
his
you
business
on that.
outside.
Aye. All eyes to the road ahead.
Everything okay? All right.
You really
And,
don't need to be so nervous.
Thanks
Inigo.
for remembering to let me
I'm
know.
only supposed to eat my enemies. You're my friend.
Good. I have no desire to be a meal for anyone. Not even you.
Besides, Khajiit are terribly tough. It's like trying to chew through a leather boot. Your kind just isn't very tasty.
Fleas seem to think I am. If you are saying I am not appetizing, I am relieved.
Looking for me? Good. Let's press on.
What? Go on, I'll follow.
You know what, Morris? No one ever comes to this tavern. If we wanted to, we could kill the old man and the drunk and throw the bodies into the lake.
And then what? Sell the ale to horkers? You're out of your mind, elf.
Inigo, will you do something for me?
You are doing that command animal thing on me, aren't you? I cannot resist.
You are very silly.
So, you remembered your old friend Bjorn, did you? I was thinking that mead is man's best friend. He's a bottle dog. Sure, Anika. Let's get out of here.
Trolls been through here. Just stepped in their waste. What a view.
Do you have much skill with a bow and sword? Those are my strengths.
I have very little skill with the sword, but I'm an excellent archer. I imagine if you stick to the sword, we'll be quite unstoppable.
I hope so. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
You are nothing.
You bastard! Apologies for giving you a cold shoulder.
I am boasting with.
Looking for me?
Traveling with dumb shadows sometimes. How do you move about so silently? You are dead!
Far enough away from
Distracting
you
in
that
a fight.
I
I mean, I like watching you. Watching you fight. I like watching you in that fight. Right, let's go.
sleep people as a
Have you had any trouble from the local population since you arrived here? Racism, I mean.
Sometimes. Usually I just ignore it. But okay. Only it can be amusing to turn it back around on that.
It is true.
Best
When I
not to
talk to
linger
them,
too
they
long,
often
please.
lose focus. I also find insulting bullying idiots very satisfying.
Wow, that was a
Oh,
frightening
yes.
experience. The
Sometimes
Nords should
I like to
really
scare
consider burning their
Flash
dead.
my teeth a little, you
Although
know?
granted it would
Yes,
make
I
opening
agree.
urns a lot more harrowing.
What's funny?
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry, that's not blood on my face, it's makeup. No, I'm sorry, war paint. Doesn't help much in
Are you back
actual
on the
war
schooner
though, but
again,
you did
Inigo?
great. That's why you get first shot at
Well,
rubbing these graves.
I don't know. The chickens?
What is worse in your mind? An evil chicken?
Yes, the markets
or
in
an
Sovngarde
evil
must be
rabbit?
awfully expensive
Never
given
met
how
an evil
desperate
chicken
they are to take their
or an
possessions
evil
with
rabbit?
them.
Hard to say.
If you
The
saw
name's
what I have
Romarin,
seen, you would
professional
not trust
adventurer,
chickens or rabbits
blade
either.
binder, and grave
Believe
robber.
me.
You do realise we regularly hunt the undead. But by all means, let's fear farm animals.
I do not like chickens or rabbits.
Fair enough.
Oh, I have a friend who works the stables at Windhelm. That's where I'm staying for the time being. I normally travel alone, but that's because I'm insufferable. If by chance you're willing to overlook that, I might make for a good companion. It's right there in the word. I summon and bind blades and weapons from oblivion. I was always good with the sword and bow and always too lazy to carry them. Learning how to conjure the weapons I need solved that dilemma. That's always been my strategy for brawls. The problem is, I never have enough companions to make it worthwhile. No, I can't compare to them. Unless by illusion you mean hiding a dagger in my sleeve. Not unless by alteration you mean covering my nose around beggars, or by destruction you mean what time does to love. I consider myself more of a blacksmith. Oblivion is my forge, and conjuration my hammer. Well, for starters, traveling light makes it easy to flee. Not that I would advocate running from a fight. No, best to back away slowly until your friends intervene. Well, there's the problem. I have skill, not strength. I have speed, but no stamina. I mean, look at me. I'm rather delicate. I'm surprised I can lift anything at all. Ever seen an elf juggle 3 axes while conjuring a 4th? Tie a cherry stem into a knot with their tongue? Now that's magic. Now, if you mean spells and things, that, I'm afraid, requires more than being born with your ears pointed skyward.
A good steak and a corn
That requires, ugh, studying.
I agree with you on the subject of steak, however.
Well, let's see if they have any at the next inn, eh?
I'm looking forward to
Not
it.
quite. These are actually a cheap imitation, woven and enchanted to look like their more esteemed counterpart. The point is to convince naive patrons the enchantments were performed by a master. They are not. Well, consider the fact that bandits are twice as naive as the average customer looks. Thus, one ruse leads to another. Not that these robes are only good for conjuring a story. The enchantment is far from spectacular, but on occasion it does help me conserve magicka. But not everyone can do both conjuration and alteration. Most can't do either. I mean, tomes tell us how to cast magic, but does anyone really know how it works? They say there's a book on conjuration so complicated that only 2 scholars can understand it, and both disagree on the meaning, vehemently. Well, I know a guy, a real master of robes from Winterhold, fake scimitars from Hammerfell. There is nothing this... Well, I was going to go for something more subtle, like a wyvern mounting a cliff racer, but I thought that people might misinterpret the analogy. And besides, there wasn't enough room on my groin to begin with, so I decided to paint my face instead. A dash under the eyes helps with the glare. So does a hood. Well, in some parts of Tamriel, war paint is seen as a tribal mark for warriors. In others, it can be a family crest, an artistic splash, or just too much makeup. Of course, excessive makeup is traditionally a sign you will service wealthy nobles for gold. And before you ask, my price is 100 septims and no kissing on the mouth. Okay, maybe once or twice, but no tongue. Hey, I didn't study war paint application for 10 years at the Lathander School in Chaindal to be mocked by an amateur. Good day. At least that's what I'd say if I didn't think whiskers were a compliment, which they are. Good. Skyrim could use more of it. Humor and sense. I do. They're tall, punctual, and have good posture. Yes, but so is the Empire. The Stormcloaks are the only ones who come late to the party. But what they lack in punctuality, they make up for with surliness. Let's go. So, yes? It helps that my parents were troubadours and we spent every day around performers of all walks of life. Jesters, actors, magicians and bards, a wellspring of speechcraft that you couldn't help but drink from. It was the jester whom I gravitated to, a Nord man named Otero. Otero was always better with children than adults, probably because it's easier to make them laugh. You see, laughter was important to him. He said it was powerful enough to disarm any foe. The day I stopped wanting to be a jester, I was about 10 years old. Otero had taken me aside one afternoon to practice his new act. It was a great routine. In fact, I was laughing so loud I attracted an audience, a group of bandits. Well, I was terrified, but Otero rose up looking fat and half drunk and warned the bandits to leave or die. The bandits started roaring with laughter. When Otero made another threat, some were reduced to tears. They never saw the blade slide out of the sleeve. I never saw a fat man act so swift. And that's when I learned how disarming laughter really is.
This
Good, because you don't have a choice.
Mammoth. Keep your eyes peeled, okay?
Oh, good.
Lord, sure.
More snow. That's exactly what Skyrim needs. More snow. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Aha!
death.
That went very well. These old crypts have a smell, don't they? It's not just death, it's old ancient death.
That cave could
It's
make
always
good
fun to go
shelter,
ambling through caves.
provided we
Or is
clear
it
out
more accurate to say we
I
hope
don't know why you
gamble,
seem so drawn to these
Wallace,
hobbits.
help me out here. Some say Rumarin is a feminine name, but I'm not a girl, I just fight like one.
You enjoy archery, yes?
Aye, but it takes strong arms, stamina, and good aim.
Oh!
I'm a pretty
Honestly,
good shot,
that's adorable.
You are doing well, but I'm not sure you have the skill that bow deserves yet, my friend. Keep practicing, and you will get better.
What? You haven't
Now
seen
the
me in
ravens,
proper
we were
action
what we
then?
found in the field mostly.
Tell you what,
Both
let's
Mars
see who
exposed
takes down the
to
next
village.
scumbag the
Days
fastest.
like this, long for that. I can't feel my, you know, stopper's not me.
Your kind can talk to animals, yes? Could you have a word with my fleas, please? I have asked them to take a day off, but they do not listen to me.
Are you serious? Why don't you... Like that'll take care of business in no time.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
No, I do not think so. Anyway, I feel this conversation is making you hungry. Maybe we should change the subject.